But everyone has a different story to tell. Shell, which says it's losing it.
The Tampa market started to rise.
In Northeast Africa, precisely on the Horn of Africa.
All right. Good morning, family. Good morning, family. First of all, let me apologize first for being late. One of my video that I had to show, I misplaced it, so I don't know how it got missing from my email. So I kept going back and forth looking for it, and I couldn't really find it. But I managed to find another one, so I don't really know if that's it. But that was a problem because I lost one of my material from my email. I don't know how it got missing, but that's how it went. But once again, this is Frank. Welcome back this morning. As usual, I am your host. This is the Revolutionary Repatriation Educational Lecture Series aspect of WCC. So today's topic is Haiti. It's called the continuing subversion of Haiti democracy by the United States. The continuous sabotage of the Haitian democracy and the continual colonialization or colonial attitude of the United States and France into Haiti. And we on Haiti, but this topic also cover the continent of Africa and to all Black nation. Okay. So if you come on, please share the live, and we urge you to subscribe as well. Don't sit and wait, because this is where we bring you information that the mainstream media cannot bring to you. So we put in time to do this research and to put the material together to bring it. So subscribe to the channel and also share the live so that it can be able to reach to other people. And again, we also want to thank you to those of our patrons. We say thank you, and to our monthly contributor, we say thank you as well, and to our regular contributor as well, we say thank you, and to those who always made it possible to come here, we also say thank you. Thank you to everybody, and thank you for being part of this community. All right. So recently, Haiti have been in the news. Not even recently, Haiti have been in the news since 1884, okay, or since before the 1800. So Haiti have been in the news since that time, and Haiti is still in the news, and Haiti going to be in the news for as long as it is until we fight to liberate Haiti and to liberate all Black nation. So Haiti is a nation in the southern hemisphere where the United States and France have a huge influence, and specifically the United States. As we look at in this current time, it is the United States who is the cause of the problem of Haiti. And we're going to see this problem here today, okay? The nation that so believe in democracy is the same nation that does not want for other nations to have its own democracy. And it's the same nation that do go around preaching about how other nations are invading other nations, when it is the same nation, the United States, that is invading other nations wrongfully without the will of the people. But this is a nation that is going around preaching about democracy when she doesn't believe in democracy. So let's get into how the United States and France have been in Haiti. Greeting family, welcome, share the life. All right, so I had a topic to present today, but I actually changed it because I wanted to elaborate on this issue of Haiti, because we spoke about Haiti last week, this past Saturday. And then my spirit kind of caught the idea of getting into the research and getting into it and bringing the information out, especially when the United States have planned to invade Haiti for the second. I mean, once again, not even the second time, but the United States have planned to invade Haiti, as she has always been invading Haiti. Okay, but she is the one that want to talk about other country invading other country when she is the mother and the father of invasion. The United States is the mother and father of invading other country, the United States. All right, so let's see here what we're going to do. All right. So we have a lot to discuss today. So for that reason, so let me do this. Let me for every article that I talk about today, I'm going to share it. I'm going to post the link because it is very important. My computer again is messing. I don't want to copy it. I don't know. I'm trying to copy and paste these things, but my computer is, maybe I have to do it after the broadcast because it's not even copying. So I don't know what's going on again today. Sorry, folks. I'm trying to copy and paste it in the link below because this is information I think everybody need, not just me. All right. So what I'm going to do, I will do it after the broadcast because it's not copying to paste. So I have a lot of articles here that we're going to look at in what the United States and France, specifically the United States, have been doing in Haiti, invading Haiti from time to time and exploiting the nation. All right. So the first article here is actually long, but because we have a lot of information to talk about, I'm going to start from this portion here. So this portion here, I'm going to talk about the current president of Haiti, Heron. Okay. In Heron, it have been alleged that Heron was the main man behind the recent coup d'etat in Haiti that took out Marcel from power. And this Heron guy have been alleged that he was backed and supported by the United States, the CIA. Okay. Now, this man, he's a United States puppet. And there is another organization as well, opposition organization, that is called the Montana Accord, is another opposition group, powerful opposition group in Haiti that want for this guy to resign, right? But they want for Heron to resign not because they have the interest of Haiti, not because they have the interest of the people. And the reason why I say that is because of this. Sorry. The reason why I say that is because of this. Just how Heron is a puppet to the United States. After doing my research, I found out that they see Montana Accord group, which is the opposition, is also a puppet organization to the United States. Now, so what the United States is doing here is, because the ruling party, which is Heron, is a puppet to the United States, and the political opposition also is a puppet to the United States. The United States cannot support one of them. Okay, so the United States, what the United States is trying to do, the United States is trying to bring these two groups, the opposition and the current ruling party, which is Heron, right? The current government, bring them together to collaborate, right? But the two party does not want to do it. So the Montana Accord group, which is the opposition party, does not want to collaborate with the current government, which is Heron, to come together. Now, in doing that, since both of them does not want to do it, then the United States have to go in, because if the United States go into support the ruling party, which is Herring, the opposition's party, which is also powerful, will not give chance to the United States to carry on its deed in Haiti. So that means it's going to be a chaos, and they might remove the current government. And if they remove the current government, then the United States won't have anybody in Haiti again. So she had to go and renegotiate with the Montana Accord. All right. And she does not want to put herself in a position. So she's trying to collaborate the two groups, the opposition and the ruling party. Okay. Now, and both of them are not doing it. They disagree. So since they disagree, the United States then want to go in to invade. Okay. So she's trying to create a means of war or chaos, and then before she can go in. So sometimes when you see this gang group, like they gang in Haiti, these people also get OSA support. Okay. So let's see what's going on here. I'm just going to start reading here because we have a lot of information, a lot of readings to cover, a lot of evidence to bring to you people what I'm saying here. Okay. Now, in the years since he took power, which is Herring, like I said, the information is here how the United States supported Herring to even overthrow the how they call it, the Morse government. Okay. But I'm going to start from here. I wanted to post a link, but my computer is not copying, paste and copying, but I will post it after the live. So I will just post it in the comment section there. So it says, in the years since he took power, Herring has ruled without a democratic mandate. Repeatedly delaying election and sideline Haitian civil society. Meanwhile, Haiti's security problems have gone from bad to worse, with criminal networks seizing and occupying the country's main seat of justice. This deteriorating crisis was made possible by Herring, consolidation of power, and the lack of a Haitian-led democratic process. Yet it conveniently served as a pretext for Herring to delay election and hold on to power even longer. The grave humanitarian situation in Haiti also has not supported U.S. leadership from forcibly expelling more than 26,000 Haitian refugees to the island without an asylum hearing, in violation of international law. Now, this is the same United States, right? And the Western world. First of all, let me ask this. Since the Ukrainian crisis, who have ever heard or heard about the Ukrainian refugee, or they have a refugee camp where they have the Ukrainian? These are people well taken care of, right? But when it comes to Black people, when it comes to African people, the war cares less. Okay? So when it comes to the Haitian people, the Haitian refugee, the United States care less, and the war care less, and UN cares less, and WFP, War Food Program, cares less, and UNHCR care less. And in fact, today you're going to see how the United States is working with UN to invade Haiti. You're going to see how the United States have been working with UN to invade Haiti. Now, U.S. support for Herring. Now, this is the Herring that have been alleged that was behind a coup also in Haiti, okay? But this is a man that United States support. Now, this is the man who is a dictator, or who is, according to research, not in the interest of the Haitian people. But this is the man being supported by the United States. The United States that preach about democracy. But the United States is supporting a dictator government in Haiti. Let's continue. U.S. support for Heron and unwillingness to back the Montana Accord. Now, so I just told you, right? The Heron is unwilling, right? To, okay, let's read it here. Okay, the Montana Accord as a Haitian-led solution to the crisis. Replicate a pattern Haitians have seen all too many times before. Throughout the country history, foreign power from the global north, the United States, have blocked Haitian democracy in order to extract wealth and labor from the country's people. Now, let's continue here. In the 19th century, the former enslaving power, France, compelled Haiti to pay renowned fees in compensation for the fictitious wealth they claim to have possessed through owning human being. Sorry, folks, we have a lot to do, okay? Now, in the 20th century, again, the United States similarly invaded. This is a country that blamed other nations for invading other nations. This is a country, the United States, blaming Russia from invading Ukraine, But Ukraine too, Russia, as she has said, is in Ukraine to carry on special military operation. Just how the United States can go in other nations to invade a place and then says they are carrying on special military operation just so that the United States can back them. Because whenever the United States come and say they were in a country for special military operation, they cannot be charged. Because the United States the UN protect the United States on the mandate of carrying on special military operation. The UN protect the United States in that language. Okay? So, in the 20th century, the United States seemingly invaded Haiti and forcibly expropriated $500,000 in gold from the Haitian people, transferring the fund to a U.S. bank in the 20th century. They did it in the 19th century, and then in the 20th century again, the United States went there again, okay? And stole $500,000 in gold from the Haitian people. The United States stole $500,000 in gold from the Haitian people. And then the United States transferred that stolen gold that worth $500,000 to a U.S. bank. Let's continue. In 2004, after Haitian President Jean-Bertrand Aristide took steps to prepare a legal case to seek repayment of their stolen wealth. Listen to this. After this man became president in 2004 in Haiti, this man, Jean-Bertrand Aristide, took the stand to prepare a legal case against the United States president, against the United States government, against the United States Congress, for America to repay the stolen wealth, the stolen good, the stolen $500,000 from this tiny country, from this little country they call third world country. But a first world country that the United States went to a third world country and she stole $500,000 worth of gold and she ran away with that gold the first world country stole from a third world country and came and put that money in a U.S. bank in a first world country, a first world nation stealing from a third world country. How can that be? You call a country a third world country. You call a country a suffering country. You call a country a shithole country. But you, the first world country, stole from a third world country. How inhumane that can be. Now, it did not stop there. It did not stop there. When this president took a stand to charge the United States in a legal battle, in a legal case, knowing very well that she will not win, this first world country will not win that third world country in a legal battle, because the third world country have all the evidence to prove that this first world country is a thief. What did they do? The United States and France conspire to stage a coup d'etat and overthrow Haitian Democratic president. In 2004, after Haitian president James Bratton Arista took steps to prepare a legal case to seek repayment of this stolen wealth, France and the United States conspired to stage a coup d'etat and overthrow Haitian Democratic president. And how France got involved too? France got involved because this same president also was taking France to the court, to the legal court, for France to repay the billions of dollars Haiti paid to them. To repay the billions of dollars Haiti paid to them. These are first world countries. As they say, first world. I don't know what make them first world. Why can't they leave the third world? But the first world country cannot survive without a third world country. But the first world country cannot survive, their economy cannot survive without stealing from the third world country, without exploiting the third world country, without suppressing and oppressing the third world country. They cannot survive without coup d'etat in this third world country. They cannot survive without proxy war in this third world country, the first world country. Let's continue here. Disgraceful as this history is, there is no reason why the United States should repeat it yet again. There is no reason why the United States should repeat it yet again. U.S. leaders do not have to back autocratic rule at the expense of Haitian civil society. Now, this current Haitian government, Heron, is the autocratic ruler being supported by the United States government, the country that always go around preaching about democracy when she's being fake in her democratic attitude. The United States speak about democracy in the United States, but when it comes about democracy in other countries, it is not the United States. The United States does not want to see democracy in those countries, because if democracy prevails in those countries, that means the first so-called war will become the third war. So we should get it. African nations around the world should get it. If African nations around the world truly practice democracy, that means the first world country will become the third world country. U.S. leaders do not have to back autocratic rule at the expense of Haitian civil society, nor continue to expel Haitian refugees to a country in crisis. Let's continue here. All the United States need to do is to finally get out of the Haitian people ways. All the United States need to do is to totally, holistically get out of the Haitian people way. All you need to do, America, get out of African people way. Get out of African people nation. Get out of the African people continent. That's all you need to do. Let's continue here. Okay, so that's the first reading. It's long, but the title of this reading is say 1 year after assassination, U.S. still blocking Haitian democracy. All right, now let's get to the next reading. We got a lot of reading, so I will not have the time to go through everything, but I want to paste it. I don't know my stuff. Don't want to copy and paste this morning. I don't know. One of the keys is not functioning. All right, but I will do it later. So that's the first reading about the United States. So that is what they want to do. That is what they are trying to do, because the opposition, the ruling party, they are all supported by the United States government. Okay, so being that they are all being supported by the United States government, the United States cannot take one side to say, okay, we will support the opposition or we will support the current government. That will create more conflict. And both of them don't want to come together. So what the United States is trying to do, create war in there and then move in. All right, let's continue here. What's the second reading? Let's continue here. These are all great articles. I will post them after the recording because my computer is, for some reason, I don't know. These are all great resources. I will post them. So the next reading here, it says, ex-ambassador admit France and U.S. orchestrated the 2004 coup in Haiti to oust a restart. Okay, now a lot of information. I will post this information, which is great for people who want to do research or who are trying to read something about Haiti. I will post them into the reading. Now, France's former ambassador to Haiti has admitted France and the United States effectively orchestrated the 2004 coup that overthrew Haitian president, that overthrew the Haitian democratic elected president. And I believe, as history has proven to us, since 1884, since Haiti got her independence, this president in 2004 was the first democratic elected president. And the United States and France went and carried on coup d'etat and overthrow this man. Then how can the United States portray herself as the father or the mother of democracy? The United States is a liar when she come out preaching about democratic to other nations. The United States is a liar. And that we cannot believe the United States. The United States is not in any way in any position to tell African nation how democracy is supposed to be like. When consistently the United States have been removing democratic leaders in African nations. Let's continue here. Haiti's first democratically elected president. So in 2004 coup, that overthrew Haitian president, a restart Haiti's first democratic elected president. The former ambassador, Thierry Bocca, told the New York Times that one benefit, now you see here, one benefit of the coup was that it ended a restart campaign demanding that France pay financial reparation to Haiti. Now, folks, I just said it. When there is a peace, when there is a self-dependent or self-independent or self-democracy, in African nations. It means European nations. It means Western nations will suffer it. Whenever African people are determining their way of life and making full decision of their resources and things, it means America will suffer. It means America and Europe will become third world. So the progress of African nation, it means the failures of America and the European nation. So how can someone be happy to see another nation, another people suffer? Look at what this ambassador said. Terry Bokar told the New York Times that one benefit, look at this, one benefit of killing a leader, one benefit of removing a leader, one benefit of creating proxy war, one benefit of supporting terrorist groups, one benefit of the coup in Haiti was that it ended a restart campaign demanding that France pay financial reparation to Haiti. Let's continue. Over the weekend, the New York Times published a special session headline, The Ramson Looking at How France Devastated Haiti Economic in the 19th Century by forcing Haiti to pay reparation for generations to former French slaveholder after a slave rebellion led to the 1904 Haitian Revolution. So you allow the Haitian people to pay billions of dollars to you, wrongfully pay billions of dollars to you. But when it comes to justice being served, for you to pay back that money, because it is the people money that they gave you, so you just gave that money back, but you saw it as a threat. So that means, this is to say, the freedom of African people is a threat to the Western world, is a threat to America, and that's a fact. This is no hate. This is not hate. This is reading that we're doing here. We are speaking based on their attitude, based on their continual attitude, based on their continual hates. So, there is something I want to read here as we continue. Okay? There is something I want to read here. Biden vowed to defend Taiwan military if China attack. This is very important here. And I love the way this interviewer put Biden on the spotlight. Biden vowed to defend Taiwan militarily if China attack. Now, if the United States or if President Joseph R. Biden have the guts to protect Taiwan, because she does not want for China to invade Taiwan. Let's use the word invasion, right? She does not want for China to invade Taiwan. She wants for Taiwan to have her own democracy, because that is what she's been preaching, for people to understand, for people to hate China. I'm not speaking for China here, okay? I am speaking for the Black nations. And for African people or Black people who want to understand. The United States have been preaching that China should not invade Taiwan because it is the will and right of the people to practice their own democracy. So if China tries to invade Taiwan, the United States, by any means necessary, will fight for Taiwan democratically. Now the question then becomes, Mr. America, why are you invading Haiti if the people want to practice democracy? Why are you invading Haiti? Why are you supporting a tyrant government? If you want for the Taiwanese to live in peace, to practice their own democracy, and not to listen to China, Why are you invading? Because you do not want for China to invade Taiwan. Why are you invading Haiti? Why are you supporting groups that are not in the interest of the Haitian people? Why are you not listening to the Haitian people? Because you are listening to the Taiwanese. The Haitian people are human beings as well. 100% human being. Why are you not listening to them, but you want to go in to invade Haiti, the third world country? Why can't you allow China to invade Taiwan? Why? Let's continue here. President Biden was asked. President Biden has vowed to defend Taiwan if it's attacked by China. He made a remark when touching during a noon conference in Tokyo earlier today. Now, Nessie, the journalist, asked Mr. President, Mr. President, you don't want to get involved in the Ukraine conflict militarily for obvious reasons. Now, militarily, but the United States have been involved in the Ukrainian conflict financially. Okay? Okay? It has been proven that she sent $40 billion. So she's involved. Okay? And militarily, she might also be involved. Because there are people fighting in Ukraine who are American soldiers, but they say they are private soldier who went there to fight. I think yesterday while I was listening to news CNN, one of the American, they said he's a veteran, he got killed in Ukraine. Okay? Now, you do not want to get involved in the Ukrainian conflict militarily for obvious reasons. Now, what are some of those obvious reasons? Is it because maybe Russia is more powerful than China? That the United States does not want to be directed, that the United States does not want to directly be involved in Ukraine because it seems that the United States is fighting Russia. Could it be that Russia got weapons that China do not have? Could it be that Russia have powerful military tactics or techniques that China do not have? For obvious reasons. Could it be that China is weaker than Russia for obvious reasons? Now, are you willing to get involved militarily to defend Taiwan? I just gave you some of the obvious reasons, right? Could be, right? Now, are you willing to get involved militarily to defend Taiwan if it comes to that? Listen to President Biden. President Biden said, yes. Yes, I am willing. So then, President Biden, why are you not willing to defend the Haitian people? But rather, you are creating war. Why are you not willing to defend the Haitian crisis? Why are you not willing to defend the Haitian refugee? But rather, you are sending back the Haitian people. Why? You speak about democracy. You speak about human rights. So, don't you believe human rights when it comes to African people? Don't you believe human rights when it comes to black people? Don't you believe human rights? Because you are asked a clear and clean question. And you say, yes, you are willing to defend Taiwan if China invade. Then why are you invading Haiti, the third world country? Why are you invading Haiti, who does not even have weapons to fight to defend herself? Why are you invading Haiti, who does not even have equipment to fight or to defend herself? Are you not ashamed? You call yourself first world country? Are you not ashamed of yourself? You know very well the Haitian people can fight you. Are you not ashamed of yourself? And the journalist asked again because the journalist was shocked. That means if you can protect the Taiwanese for democratic reason, for someone not to invade them, are you sure? So the journalist asked again, are you? And look at what he said here. President Biden responded after the general said, "Are you?" He responded again. He said, "That is the commitment we made. That is the commitment we made to Taiwan. That is the commitment we made as a democratic nation. That is the commitment we made as a democratic institution." No, President Biden, the United States is not a democratic nation. The United States is not a democratic institution. The United States is not a nation that believes in human rights. The United States is not a nation that believes in freedom. Because history has proven to us, you have consistently removed democratic leaders, whether on the African continent or not on the African continent. History has proven to us that recently, you just removed a democratic leader who wanted to question you, who wanted to take you to the court. This leader was not coming to create war. This leader did not threaten the United States of war, like how you threaten other nations of war. This leader was taking you on a legal basis. If you know you could defend yourself, if you know you did not steal from the people as a first world country, stealing from a third world country, if you know you did not steal, why did you not go to the court to prove yourself innocent? But you went and carried coup to remove this man. Because you know this third world country, they are not powerful like you are. And you use the United Nations to remove this man. If you know you are a democratic nation, but you are not. But you said, that's the commitment we made. He further continued, that's the commitment we made. He keep repeating himself. We are not. Look, he's saying, look, here's the situation. We agree with the one China policy. We have signed on to it. And all the attendant agreement made from there. But the idea that it can be taken by force, it can be taken by force, just taken by force, is just not appropriate. Mr. President, are you not doing the same thing in other nations, taking them by force? Are you not doing the same thing in Haiti right now, taking Haitian resources by force, taking the Haitian nation by force? Are you not doing the same thing right now? Are you not exercising your military will by force in Haiti? Are you not exercising your superpower will by force in Haiti? Are you not exercising that by even using the United Nations by force in Haiti? Are you listening to the people? Are you listening to the cry of the people? Are you listening that the people want democracy? You are not listening. Then why are you putting your mouth on other nations when you are doing the same thing? He continued by saying it will dislocate the entire region. If he's trying to say, if China invade Taiwan, it will dislocate the entire region and be another action similar to what happened in Ukraine. Are you not doing the same thing around the world? Are you not doing the same thing in Haiti right now? Are you not dislocating that nation? Are you not creating chaos in that nation? So when you do it, it's good. When other nations do it, it's bad. You are not different from Russia invading Ukraine, United States. You are not different, President Biden. You are not different from Putin. If you use the word invasion on Putin in Ukraine, and you are invading Haiti, what makes you different from Putin? You all both are invading other nations. You are no different from Putin. You are an invader too. Let's continue here. After Biden spoke with White House, White House official tried to walk back his comment, which make a shift from a long-term U.S. policy on Taiwan, known as strategic ambiguity. Okay? Now, there is a Haitian lady who is the White House press secretary. She's called Pierre. Mistress Pierre. What are you doing? You have a Haitian background. You're from Haiti. Are you going to act like a puppet? Are you going to act like a neo-colonialist? Those are your people in Haiti right there. Those are your people. That was the soil you came from. That was the soil your parent came from. And it is your duty to protect that area. Because that area identifies you. Tomorrow, when you are no longer press secretary, you will not be identified. Tomorrow, when you are no longer press secretary of the White House, you will not be protected. But Haiti can protect you. You can escape and go to Haiti and seek refuge. Don't be the puppet. Fight for Haiti. But Biden spoke here, and you try to back his word, to change his word of what he meant. Now, during the same time, Biden was in Asia. He visited Asia. So let's read this. During his trip to Asia, Biden also unveiled a new trade initiative with 12 Indo-Pacific countries as part of an effort to to counter China growing power in the region. On Sunday, hundreds of demonstrators gathered in Tokyo to protest Biden's visit. Citizens in Tokyo protest against Biden's visit. They did not want him there because they know his visit means war. His visit means chaos. Anytime they visit somewhere, they are not going there for the interest of the people. This is what they said. I'm not saying it, but this is what the people said. Their actions are extremely dangerous now. That is what the protesters that were protesting against Biden arrival in Tokyo, they were saying their action, the imperialist action, the colonialist action, the capitalist action are extremely dangerous. Now, let's see something here. So when he was in that area, the Indo-Pacific area, this is what they did or they said. We will come to Haiti, okay? But we want to do comparisons, some clarification here when it comes to Black people. Now, the Prime Minister, the newly elected Prime Minister of Australia, Anthony, let me just put it that way, Anthony, right? Albanese. He said together, we can end the climate war. Now, let me clarify this. This climate war he's talking about here, there is nothing here in the interest of the Haitian people that we're discussing here. There is nothing here in the interest of Africa. There is nothing here in the interest of Black nation. The climate war they're talking about here is for them to continue the exploitation. Now, the togetherness they're talking about here, it does not belong to any African nation or to African people. He said together we can end the climate war. Together, we can take advantage of the opportunity for Australia to be a renewable energy superpower. Together, we can take, that means Australia together with the European nation, with America, they can take advantage of other people. They can take the opportunity to take advantage of other nations so that Australia can become the new or can join the superpower. So that Australia can join the superpower. Because right now the war is being fought between superpower. Okay? The war is being fought between superpower. All right? So, Australia as a continent can be part of it. So together, they can empower Australia. The Australian election have been described as a grand slam. All right, let's pass by that. President Biden has signed a $40 billion military and economic aid package for Ukraine. This is what I want to read, okay? And I'll read a few things, then we'll go back to Haiti. President Biden, but the reason why I'm reading this, I want to connect that. President Biden has signed a $40 billion military and economic aid package for Ukraine after the legislation was passed with little debate. There was no debate. That means there was no debate. Forget about that little. That means there was no debate, okay? With little debate in Congress. The massive spending bill was supported by every Democrat in the House and Senate. I want to make a point here. To the so-called African voters, I am sorry for lack of a better word, I would say for the so-called African voter in this country. For the so-called black voters in this country, I am sorry, folks. Sometimes we have to be harsh. But harsh in a way that will create some senses. Okay? For the so-called black Democrat voters. Did you see this? Since when, how long have you been fighting for reparation? You hardly found a Democrat. You hardly found a Democrat supporting reparation in this country. But when it came for the interests of the colonizer, in no time, no debate, $40 billion was passed in Congress with no debate, no time. And all of them, all Democrats supported it. It went through. But when African people in this country ask for reparation, Democrat, you will not see Democrat vote like that. When African people in this country are asking the United States government to leave Haiti, to take a hands of Haiti, you do not find black Democrat, you do not find Democrat around telling the United States to back off. Even as we speak right now, the Haitians are saying America should back off. You will not find Democrat passing a bill in no time to tell the United States to back off Haiti, to lead the Haitian people. You will not find Democrat telling the United States that the Haitian people practice their own form of democracy. Let them put their government in power that they want. You will not find it. Where are the Democrats? But election time tomorrow, they see Democrats will come to the black voters. Make them think that the best people you can vote for are the Democrats. But in no time, these so-called Democrats sat down there. They never debate, or they never debated, but $40 billion was passed for the interest of the colonizer in no time. So-called Democrat. Now, let's do some clarification here. Because the United States is saying Russia is invading Ukraine. Okay? But this is a country invading a third world country. But they put a blame on Putin. If you can blame Putin, I repeat myself again, if you can blame Putin for invading a country and you are also doing the same thing in another country, invading a place, America, you are no different from Putin. President Biden, you are no different from Putin if you invade Ukraine. We will judge you just how you judge Putin for invading Ukraine. Just how you call Putin names. If you go and invade Ukraine, or Haiti, we will judge you, we will identify you, we will describe you just how the same description you get to Putin. If you call Putin a devil by invading Ukraine, we will call you a devil if you dare step in Haiti to invade Haiti. Any name you call a president or a nation that invade other nation, we will call you that name if you invade Haiti. If you do not leave the Haitian people, to practice their own form of government, to elect their government, if you do not lead the Haitian people to live in peace, we will describe you just how you describe other nations that invade other nations. No exception. If the devil can invade a nation, as you say it, we will call you devil. And then you call Putin, we will call you that name. This comes as Ukrainian officials gave conflicting account on the state of negotiation with Russia to end 3-month-long war as Russia intensified its attack in the eastern Donbas region. On Saturday, Ukrainian President Zelensky's signal talk could resume soon, saying fighting will only definitely end through diplomacy. Fighting will only definitely end through diplomacy. Meanwhile, one of Zelensky's top 8 has ruled out more talk until Russia leaves Ukraine and gave up all land seas. In other news, on the war in Russia, soldier has been sentenced to life in prison in Ukraine in the first war crime trial since the invasion. Meanwhile, Russia has cut off gas export to Finland day after Finland and Sweden formally requested NATO membership. But that is not what we are here for. We are here to discuss Haiti. But this is in here because just how they describe Putin in Russia, in Ukraine, and the nation that invade Haiti, that's how we're going to describe you with no exception. Let's continue here. Let's take this out here and get to the next reading. Let's get to the next reading. The next reading here, again, is going to focus on the United States. Because these are countries, or the United States is a country that always like to blame people, okay, of what they go through. Let's see this here. And this is not only Haiti, by the way. This go to even the African continent. Now, this article says, America's subversion of Haiti democracy continue. America undermining Haiti democracy continue. America infiltrating Haiti democracy continue. America creating coup in Haiti continue. America invading Haiti continue. America oppressing the people of Haiti continue. America suppressing the people of Haiti continue. America not being a truthful democratic nation to the world continue. America being a fake democracy continue. Let's read here. When the international community blamed Haiti for its political trouble, the underlying concept is usually that Haitians are not ready for democracy. Isn't this the same thing they say about the African continent, about the African nation? This is what exactly America or American government say, or the European leaders say. Africans are their own problem. Africans are not yet ready. In some other way, I may agree. Because African leaders, in some in a broad perspective, they continue to be puppet. They don't understand how America operates. They don't understand how the West operates. They don't understand. Maybe they understand, but they pretend or they are afraid. Let me read this again so that they can understand, because this is not just about Haiti. This is about every black nation in the world. This is about the African continent, because these are the same people that will come tomorrow and say African problem are African people, because they are not yet ready. When the international community blame Haiti, when the international community blame the African continent, when the international community blame any African nation for its political troubles, when the international community, who are these international community? The so-called West, the so-called United States, the so-called Europe, when they blame the African continent, when they blame the African nations of their political troubles, the underlying factors is usually that Haiti, the African continent, the African nations are not ready for democracy. Who in this world does not want peace? Who in this world always want war? Who in this world always want to live in poverty? Who in this world always want to be identified as shithole country? Who in this world always want to be identified as third world country? Who in this world? But it is Washington that is not ready for democracy in Haiti. It is Washington that is not ready for democracy in Africa. It is Haiti, it is Washington that is not ready for democracy in any black nation, because it is Washington that have continuously been killing African democratic leaders. It was then that removed, it was Washington and along France that removed an elected democratic president in Haiti in 2004. It was Washington, D.C. Let's continue here. Now, Haitians have been ready for democracy for many decades. They were ready when they got massacred at polling stations. They went to votes. They went to votes. But in voting for the leader they won or wanted, they were massacred. Trying to vote in 1987. Were they not ready for democracy in 1987 when they were voting? After the fall of the murderer, the Duvalier dictatorship, they were ready again in 1990. In 1990, they were ready again for democratic rule. But then what happened? In 1990, they were ready when they voted by two-thirds majority of the leftist Catholic priests, Jean Breton Arista, only to see him overthrown 7 months later in a military coup. In a military coup, the coup was later found to have been organized by the people, paid by the people, paid by the United States, paid by the country that believed in democracy after the people elected their own democratic leader. But here is the United States, so hypocrite in preaching about democracy, but she went in to remove an elected president by the people. She organized and paid people by the United States Central Intelligence Agency. The coup was later found to have been organized by people paid by the United States Central Intelligence Agency, CIA. Then how can you say the Haitian people are not ready for democracy? America, you are not different from other countries that invade other nations. You are not different. Haitians were ready here again. Once again, the Haitians were ready in 2000 when they elected Aristide a second term with 90%. With 90%, is that not democracy? With 90% of the votes. But again, Washington, America, the United States will not accept the result of that election. Either So what Washington did? So it organized, America organized, Washington organized a cut off of international aid to the government and put millions into the opposition. The nation I believe in democracy, but here is a country, the third world country as they call it, voted democratically, but the nation I believe in democracy said no. And they told this man that was voted democratically to pull out, to give chance, so that the United States can do a handpick to put somebody in. When this man said no, what did they do? The United States cut off all international aid. And that is what, again, is a warning to black nations. Do not depend on international aid. Do not depend on aid coming from America. Refuse it. Tell them no. So what did they do? All those aid that they cut off from giving to the democratically elected president, they gave those aid to the opposition, for the opposition to gain more momentum, for the opposition to be well established. That's what they did. So they put millions of dollars into the opposition. As Paul, former Bill Clinton, Deputy Special Envoy of the United Nations to Haiti, testified to the U.S. Congress in 2010. We are not saying anything here that the United States did not do. We are just reading here and elaborating on it. These are all evidence. These are United States officials talking here and giving evidence. So Paul, former Bill Clinton, Deputy Special Envoy to UN, to Haiti. So these are UN, United Nations workers in Haiti, right? And he testified to the U.S. Congress in 2010 that the United States government did this. Let's continue here. The one as far as saying, there's a comment here, say, choking off assistance for development and for the previous, and for development and the provision of basic services also choke off oxygen to the government, which was the intention all along to dislodge the Aristotle administration. So this is what the United States government do. If they do not want you to support your people, and which of course that's how it is, and the government that come into power that is for the people, the United States will not recognize you. The United States does not want a black nation leader to be for 8 people, for that government to be for 8 people and be answerable to 8 people. The United States government does not want it, and history has proven. We are not speaking here to say, oh, he hate America. No hate here. We are speaking what America have been doing. And that government that come into power, and that government is for the people, the United States will not be for you. It's a proven fact. This is what it did here. And this is what the people said here. In 2004, Arista was weeks away in one of those planes that the U.S. government has used for extraordinary redemption and taken voluntarily to the Central African Republic. So what it did, the United States government put Aristo in a plane and they took him to the Central African Republic. They took him there, I believe, to talk to him, to tell him to leave power. How can this man leave power when he was democratically elected? So you see the double standard of the United States. They don't care about other nations, how they live. As long as their will are not being carried out in our country, they don't care. They will do anything. Listen to this. 8 years later, the U.S. government is still not ready for democracy in Haiti. On March 3rd, the Miami Herald reported that former Haiti president Jean-Bertrand Aristide is once again in the cross head of the U.S. government, this time for all allegedly packaging millions of dollars in bribe from Miami business. So this man is still alive. So the United States is doing everything possible to get this man. So now they are saying this man have a millions of dollars somewhere. When this man was the man that was taking the United States to court for the United States to pay back the millions of dollars in gold she stole, America stole from Haiti. All right? So they are doing everything possible to bring this man down, to bury his 6 feet. If the United States is serious about this, let the United States take this man to court. And then this man will take them to court too, and then they will justify it there. Then to go against it like this. But this is what the United States do. Let's continue here. First, so let me take this out. I still got long something to do, so I can't read. But I will post this after the broadcast because my computer is messing up. So I'm going to post this after the broadcast. But the reading is that I can't go through everything, but I'll post it. These are all great information or article that is there about Haiti. So I'm going to post them in the link in the comment section after this recording because my computer for some reason is not copying from the piece of information. So, but let's get to another one again. Let's get to another one again about the United States involvement in Haiti. So America is no different from Russia, okay? America is no different. She's also invading Haiti, okay? So it's no different. As long as you cannot allow the people to live in peace, you are no different from Russia. You are no different from Putin. Who does not want to live in peace? Let's continue here. Number 4. Now, this article here is a direct information from someone who got the information. So it's long, but I'm not going to start from the beginning again. I'm going to start from somewhere in the middle, okay? Because I can't read the whole thing, but I'm going to find time to post it. So these are all information how the United States consistently have been undermining the Haitian democracy, consistently have been putting Haiti in a situation Haiti is in today. The United States is not in any way fighting for the Haitian people. America is the cause, have been a cause of the problem, have been a cause of Haitian people suffering. America, Washington, D.C. have been a cause. So let's see here. So there's a narrative here, okay? So at 2 p.m. in the morning, I'm just going to start from here, but I'll post the link. If you read it, you will get the dot. So but I'm going to start from here. At 2 p.m. in the morning, let's say, sorry. Okay, at 2 p.m. in the morning, we wake up and young people are knocking at the light post and saying, wake up. And you see the peasant. People coming from all over the mountain, carrying whatever they could find. Tree branches, rocks, whatever, they are walking towards the National Palace. I had my little 8mm video. So this is a true information narrator, somebody who was on the ground, right? I had my little 8mm video camera. At the time, I took some pictures and arguing with my parents how far can I go in the neighborhood? Because, of course, as a Haitian living abroad, you don't really understand the danger and what's happening. And so people are very careful with regard to what's happening on the ground. But it was amazing. Now, this narrator here, in the reading here, I'll post it, but this narrator was living in Canada, and currently he's in Canada. But he went to Haiti, okay, because he's from Haiti. Like he went for vacation or something, and he was there when this happened. So he wanted to see it, okay, because he hear it, people on the ground saying the ground is tough, is this, but he was there this time, so he wanted to experience it. Okay, let's continue here. So he narrating here what happened. By 9 a.m., the army had arrested. The army had to arrest Roger LaFontaine and put him in jail, and the coup was over. The overwhelming presence of people in the street was such that they could not see how this coup could be sustained. As people who know the history of coup in Haiti, as people who know the history of coup in Haiti, you don't achieve a coup without getting the blessing of the United States. With people who know the history of coup in Haiti, you don't achieve a coup without getting the blessing of the United States. That means every coup that happened in Haiti, the United States planned it. The United States financed it. The United States fund it. You don't achieve a coup. Looking at the history of coup in Haiti, you cannot succeed a coup without getting the blessing of the United States. And it seemed that some branches of the U.S. government agree with the coup, but not all. Let's continue here. So it was the reason why this is significant and important is that I mentioned in the last interview the name of Antonio Zimiri, the Haitian of Palestinian origin, who was one of the supporters of Jean Breton Aristide, financed his campaign. He gave a very bold interview to the New York Times a few days before Aristide was sworn in, saying that Jimmy Carter, the former U.S. president, was sent to Haiti as a U.S. envoy observing the election. Apparently had gone to Aristide before the votes were counted and tried to convince him to declare defeat, so that the favor of the American Mark Bazin will be named president. You see, the United States, what she's good at. Then how can America come and still be preaching about democracy? How can Black leaders, African leaders, come to the United States on how democracy is supposed to be practiced, on how the United States can give them advice? So you see what was done here with Jimmy Carter when he was sent by the American government. And you see what Jimmy Carter did here to an elected government, democratically elected president, to declare defeat so that Mark Bazin, American handpicked puppet, can become president. Let's continue here. When Izimeri said that, a lot of people did not trust him. They did not believe him, but he insisted that such were the word of the American ambassador to Haiti at the time. His name was Alvin P. Adam. Alvin P. Adam. And the Haitian nicknamed him Boric. Boric Che. And I will explain why. That's the narrator explaining. I will explain why. Now let's think what the narrator said. It is still online. Oh, sorry. I will explain why. He went on to say, it is really sad that it is the U.S., it is the United States ambassador who was backing Roger Laforte coup, and he says those two things in the same interview. It is still online in the New York Times Archive. And here is the link. Like I said, I will post it, and the link is here. Now, I mean, this is very important for people to understand because Jimmy Carter had this reputation of being a progressive, a malfounder American president who support democracy, habit for humanity, and help the poor. So this is America, right? Let's continue here. Well, to us, Haitian, this and some of us took that lesson, but other than it, it doesn't matter whether the American consider whether the American president is white, black, Democrat, or Republican. Their policy toward Haiti remained the same imperialist approach that they must decide to outcome of anything like an election in a place like Haiti. People should not be able to choose their own president, and that goes even for people like Jimmy Carter. Now, I will post this again. I can't read all because we have a lot to do. I can't read all, but I'll post this again. These are all great information, right? To dig the story of why Haiti is like that is because of the United States. And let me say this. Let me connect this to Africa as well. It is really, it doesn't really matter whether the American president is white. It doesn't really matter whether the American president is white or black or Republican or Democrat, because their policy towards the African continent, their policy towards any African nation, their policy towards Haiti remain the same imperialist approach that they must decide in that country the outcome of anything like an election. They must decide in that country the outcome of anything, the outcome of the election, the outcome of that president. They must decide. So it doesn't matter whether you are black, white, Democrat, Republican. They should sink in the head of the African continent, in the head of African nations around the world. I will post this link again. It's very resourceful, okay? But I can't read all. Unfortunately, I can't read all here. The life will be too long, okay? So let's jump to the next part. I will post all these links because these are very, very crucial information that we need to get in order to understand how these bloodly imperialists, how these bloodsuckers work and operate. Let's continue. Let's continue here. All right. So now we are going to videos, okay? So we do the reading, we do video to see actual presentation of what people say or what people think. Let's do this. So at time, I'm going to go in to say one or two things.
and Russia, but especially with China.
Well, if you're trying to keep track of how many countries the United States has invaded over the past few years, it's a tall order, quickly running out of fingers if you try to count all of them, right? Somalia, Syria, Ethiopia, the list is endless. And we are about to add a new country to that list, the country of Haiti. And Haiti, the government of Haiti over the weekend is calling for the United States to put U.S. boots on the ground, American forces on the ground. We saw a big protest over the weekend in support of U.S. forces coming to Haiti. So what in the world is happening in Haiti? A journalist who's been following this more closely than just about anyone is independent journalist Dan Cohen from his own news agency called Uncaptured Media. Has been following the story for a number of years, and I want to welcome Dan to the show. Thanks so much for doing this, Dan.
Thanks a lot for having me, Clayton.
So how did you first start studying the story? And I guess sort of take this back a little bit and we can get our viewers up to speed what happened this weekend. But where did your involvement in Haiti begin?
Well, just over a year ago, when the president of Haiti, Jovenel Moise, July 7th, 2021, was assassinated in his home by Colombian gunmen in what remains an unsolved mystery, though there are a lot of clues that the U.S. had involvement or at least had knowledge. When that happened, I reached out to a colleague of mine named Kim Ives, who has been working in Haiti since the 70s, is one of the foremost experts on the country. And I ended up doing a documentary, which we're soon going to release on the current situation that gives all the background. And so I basically saw there's this uprising going on and decided, this is essential for people to know about, and dove in, went down there a couple of times and filmed, and, which became this documentary project. So it's really, over the last year, I've really just kind of become involved with the subject.
What did Mehmet Oz do when the Supreme Court voted to strip away abortion rights? He celebrated. And he said abortion at any stage of pregnancy is murder. It's time to elect John Fetterman, who will stand up for women and make sure the government doesn't control our bodies.
If you struggle to fully empty your bladder, it means that your prostate is so swollen that it's making it impossible for you to.
So this weekend, something big happened. Of course, you and I were talking before the show, which is that, well, now we're seeing the Haitian government calling on the United States to put military U.S. forces inside of Haiti. So why is that happening?
Well, the Haitian government is currently led by a guy named Ariel Henry, who is an incredibly weak figure, seen as a total U.S. puppet, and correctly so by the masses of Haitians who are out protesting for him to resign. And he is desperate to not only put down these protests, but a very significant element of it is an armed federation of, what you might call neighborhood self-defense groups called the Revolutionary Forces of the G9 Family and Allies, G9 for short, much easier to say. And this group has blockaded the fuel terminal, the main fuel terminal in Port-au-Prince, the capital, where Haiti gets some 80% of its fuel, and is basically bringing the country to a standstill and demanding the resignation of Ariel Henry. And so this is not only a threat to Ariel Henry, but to all the business interests he represents, which are very much tied to the United States. And so not only Ariel Henry wants an intervention to put down this movement that has arisen from the masses, a very popular movement, which has arms and is very capable and very powerful, but the entirety of kind of the traditional political class that's tied to the United States, including Ariel Henry and the opposition, his political opposition, they're just, dying for military intervention.
So will the United States put boots on the ground there?
Well, the U.S. is very hesitant to put boots on the ground with Ariel Henry in office, namely because the U.S. is very aware that Haitians have very strong anti-interventionist sentiment after, of course, the legacy of colonialism in Haiti and the two U.S.-backed / orchestrated coups d'etats against the most popular president in Haiti's history, Jean-Bertrand Aristide.
Mm-hmm.
So are essentially, the Haitians who are living in the slums do not want U.S. intervention, and it's well known the awful history of U.S. and UN occupation. And so the U.S. actually basically.
Sorry, folks. So you see here, even the narrator, what he said here, right? The U.S. and UN occupation. All right. So the UN is working along with U.S. in Haiti. So you see that, right? The UN is working along with U.S. in Haiti. Okay. And like I said, both the political party, the Orient Herring in office, and the opposition, they are all being sponsored by the United States government. All right, by U.S. So the U.S. is trying to put these two groups together, but these two groups do not want to do it. So it is becoming a problem for the U.S. Okay, let's watch and see. Let's continue.
Washington wants to remove Ariel Henry and put in the opposition group, which is it's called the Montana Accord. And the Montana Accord, rather than a single figure like Ariel Henry, who was appointed by the U.S. to lead the country in a completely unconstitutional way, and is actually involved in the assassination of the president of Jovenel Moïse last year, the Montana group, his opposition, has a much more palatable kind of image. They call it Haitian-led. If you watch kind of CNN or MSNBC, or if you watch Blinken or Brian Nichols, top State Department official, talk about how we're going to handle Haiti, they're calling for a Haitian, I'm using scare quotes, Haitian-led solution. Now, who are these Haitians that the U.S. wants to lead, or more accurately, wants to be behind? Essentially, the U.S. would lead from behind. Well, the leader of the Montana group her name is Magali Como Denis, and she was a key figure in the 2004 U.S.-backed coup against President Aristide, and then was a culture minister in the de facto regime that took over. So both the head of the Montana Accord and Ariel Henry, the current interim prime minister, who is totally reviled, were involved in the 2004 coup. So these are the two kind of factions of the kind of ruling powers that the U.S. wants to deal with. And it's very key for the U.S. to get this Montana group into power because, as I said, it has this friendlier face of Haitian-led. And so the U.S. basically doesn't want to launch a full-scale invasion of sending 25,000 troops in kind of an ugly Bush-style invasion. They want to have the more Obama-style, smart proxy war. And so the U.S. plan,
Isn't it sad? Right? Isn't it sad that that's the Obama proxy war? Like it's somehow cleaner. But you're right. It's sad, but it's true.
Yeah, exactly. It's so, it doesn't get the public, is not going to come out and demonstrate against it. And you don't have, soldiers coming home in body bags and that kind of thing. And so the plan is for the U.S., for the Pentagon Special Forces to go and train what they call an anti-gang task force, which is, just a hit squad inside the Haitian National Police to take out the leader of this armed movement, whose name is Jimmy Cherizier. His nickname is Barbecue. And he's actually the central figure in our documentary that we have coming out imminently. And so the U.S. is like, look, we got to take these guys out, but we want to do it more in a covert way, not in an overt way that's going to get strong reaction from the Haitian masses, the Haitian public, and would look bad domestically for domestically.
So the last time this happened, correct me if I'm wrong, was like 1915, when the last time we had the assassination of a sitting president of Haiti, and it was preceding U.S. invasion. Right before we had the assassination in 1915 of a Haitian president, then the U.S. invades and then occupies for 20 years or 19 years. I mean, are we about to see the same thing happen again?
Yeah, I mean, it's history kind of. I don't know if it exactly who said it, but history doesn't repeat itself, but it rhymes. So it's a very similar dynamic where U.S. corporations, U.S. government is coming in and pillaging the place, keeping people in extreme poverty, and then the people start to rise up and organize, and then the U.S. goes in. And so there's 1915, of course. There's the 1994 U.S. coup against Aristide. There's 1991. Then there's the 2004 coup against Aristide, and both of those had U.S. occupations followed by UN occupations. So there's this long history. And I mean, that's the thing is the U.S., the Biden administration, the State Department must think Haitians are stupid because after, centuries really of the same policy, suddenly, they're supposed to think, and we're supposed to think that the U.S. has the best interests of Haiti and really just wants it to be, just for Haitians and a Haitian-led solution. It's just that, the U.S. is smart about how to present its plans in order to kind of not give away the game. So the U.S. really does not want to send in a full force. It much prefers to rely on the UN as it did in previous occupations. But the difference between now and 2000.
So, folks, you see how the UN operate, right? So you see the UN as a body for humanity, the UN as a body for peace. But you see the United States is using or have been using the UN to carry on its mission. You see why the United States is not to be trusted? I mean, the UN is not to be trusted. You see why the UN is not an organization for any African nation?
Is that Russia and China are not going to play the U.S.'s game and authorize a UN deployment of so-called peacekeepers, which led to a total disaster. And so the U.S. has basically sought a way around the UN, around Russia and China blocking them at the UN. And there's a piece of legislation that was passed in 2019.
So earlier on, I said something about Australia, right? Where the United Nations is now trying to empower Australia. Because what happened here is China and Russia, under no circumstances again, they vote in favor of the United States on any agenda in recent time. For a long time to come, China and Russia in long time to come will not in any way vote in anything in favor of the U.S. So the U.S. is trying to get Australia, another racist nation, right, to join them. So the U.S. is going to empower Australia. The UN is going to empower Tokyo, Japan. That is what's going on right now. So when you heard the Australian Prime Minister saying, together we can work to effect this climate war. Okay? This climate war, what he was trying to say is that other superpowers are now coming together, joining like China and Russia. That's the climate war the Australian Prime Minister was talking about. And that climate war, it is saying most black nation, African nation, the African continent, on the side of China and Russia, or acting neutral. Okay? So the United States have to find it necessary to seek other nations to ally with them. Because North Korea is going to be on the side of China and Taiwan, which is clear. Okay? So she needs other people on board that in terms of voting, she will have the edge. So China, or Japan is now going to be in our spotlight. to become powerful. Australia is going to be in our spotlight to become powerful. And that is what's going on. But again, I don't know if our African leaders are taking notes. I don't know if our African leaders are taking note to unite all Black nation. Unite all African leaders. And when you're talking about international community, African leaders, it should be among the African leaders. Take note.
It's called the Global Fragility Act, and it's actually very relevant to the entire world. Basically, it's a State Department, USAID, and Pentagon program that seeks to shore up kind of U.S. control over the neo-colonies, you can call them. And Haiti is the test case. It's the first place where they want to apply it. And so, the USAID is the Band-Aid, or the carrot, you could say. And then the Pentagon, Special Forces, what they call small footprint operations, is the stick. And they, go out and carry out these operations, wipe out what they call gang leaders or bandits, which is, of course, a totally pejorative and essentially bogus term.
Right. That's what they do in other countries, right? That's what we do in Syria. We claim they're terrorists, and that's why we need to secure their oil fields. We set up 2,000 troops around Syria's oil fields because we're protecting their oil from the terrorists, right? So we use these fake terms all the time, and that's exactly what they're doing in Haiti, then too, right?
Exactly, and and it's like the Syria example. If you say, "Oh, well, the U.S. shouldn't be intervening in Syria," you'd be accused of you're not supporting the agency of the Syrian people. And that's the same dynamic that I've been getting attacked for with Haiti, is because I'm opposing a U.S. Invasion, U.S. intervention in Haiti. Then I'm, against this Haitian-led solution, and I'm not supporting Haitians, as if, U.S. military intervention is going to benefit them in some way.
Right.
So it's the exact same dynamic playing out again and again.
So what is the United States goal then? Like of course, when we're in Somalia, when we're in Ethiopia, it's very often, of course, to plunder goods under the auspices of we're stopping ISIS. We're there to stop ISIS, and yet at the same time we're stealing oil from Syria, and so we do this on a regular basis. What is the United States goal in Haiti? And maybe you can take me back to the assassination last year. And where did that start? What was the United States positioning itself to do inside of Haiti?
Right. So going back to the assassination, it's really key to understand the current situation. Jovenel Moise was not particularly popular president. He was anointed by his predecessor, who was a total puppet of the United States. But he basically got to a point where he wanted to have some kind of legacy inside Haiti. He was doing some development projects in the rural areas. And so he had some support in the rural, parts of Haiti. But in the cities, in the urban centers, Port-au-Prince, he was not popular at all. And there were huge protests against him. And so at the same time that these protests are happening, the U.S. Embassy and the local elites are seeing the rise of this movement, the G9, what I was talking about. And they saw Jovenel Moise, who is a very kind of meek, mild-mannered guy, not from the political class at all. They just saw him as weak and wanted to get rid of him, essentially, and bring in someone stronger who was able to put down this popular uprising that threatened the the entire game they were running.
Sorry, folks. So now you understand who killed or who assassinated or who planned Jovenel Moise assassination, right? Now you understand. Let's continue.
And so Jovenel Moise gets assassinated by Colombians who, of course, Colombia is very closely tied to the United States. The Colombian military is essentially an extension of the U.S. And then the whole case just kind of, there's like silence around it in Washington. There's no impetus to pursue who actually did this.
And if I'm not wrong, wasn't the investigation carried out by the security, the Moise's security force, like the people around that were supposed to protect him. They were a part of the investigatory body.
Yeah, I mean, it's very it's very convoluted who was involved in the investigation. I mean, the key thing I think is that the current interim president, Ariel Henry, who everyone wants to take out, was involved in it. And then there was also the gunman who allegedly pulled the trigger. Mario Palacios is his name. His his indictment in the U.S. was sealed. And there was a former DEA chief who said, that's basically just the CIA telegraphing its involvement. That was his quote. So it's pretty clear there's U.S. involvement in the assassination, and that would kind of explain why there's so little kind of political will to investigate and figure out who are the intellectual authors, who is fundamentally behind the assassination of Moise.
And so, what is the U.S. goal here? Again,
right.
Is it I kind of got us on a tangent talking about the assassination piece of this, but I mean, ultimately, the United States has to have some either financial goal or a commodities goal, it would seem, or a security goal. What exactly do you think it is?
Right. There's a number of things. I mean, if you look locally, Haiti is rich in resources like iridium, rare earth minerals, these kinds of things. I think a big part of it, and of course, you have the sweatshops in Haiti, which are right in the port and in the most impoverished areas. Though that provides incredibly cheap labor, and as we're now in this kind of what they call great power competition with China and Russia, but especially with China, where we've had those factories for so long, and now there's this kind of bifurcation, this decoupling of the two economies. The U.S. is like, well, Haiti has been very reliable for the cheapest labor that we can exploit the hardest with no pushback. And so it's kind of a key piggy bank for the United States. And then geopolitically, on the kind of, the grand chessboard, if Haiti were to fall out of U.S. control, well, then you have the neighboring Dominican Republic, which, with it, they share the island, of course.
Right.
And if Haiti goes, then that really, weakens, that threatens U.S. control of the Dominican Republic. And the Dominican Republic's leaders, their president Luis Abinader and their foreign minister, have been calling for intervention. They've been pushing for it really hard. And then so the other thing is, if you look at Haiti through its history, it's always been the first country to, for example, the Pink Tide. The election of left-leaning leaders in Latin America, Haiti was the first with Aristide. If you go back historically to the Haitian Revolution, initiated the collapse of chattel slavery and European colonialism.
Right.
So it's always a vanguard nation, and in this case, it is again. So the U.S. basically refuses to allow Haiti to lose its grip on Haiti, because then it might set an example for other countries, for the Dominican Republic, for Puerto Rico, which is neighboring and is in horrible situation, and of course you have Cuba to its west. So losing.
Again, so now you see some of the reason why the United States, involvement in Haiti, and like we said earlier on, the freedom of the African continent, of any African nation, it means the terror, okay? It means the suffering. It means the breakdown of America and Europe. Let me be specific to say Western nation or Western country. Let me be specific here. It means the breakdown. It means the fall of the imperialists. It means the fall of the American empire. It means the fall of the European empire. Like they say here, you heard it clear. So, and the same thing is happening on the African continent. Why you see France fighting Mali? Because they know that whenever one nation rise up among the colonial bondage, the rest of the nation that under colonial bondage or under colonial influence or under capitalist influence, they all will rise up. So whenever they see that one country trying to do something, they will suppress that country. And that is what they are doing to Haiti. That is what they are doing to Mali. and hold on to the African leaders. Hold on to the African leaders to sit down in Africa, to sit down on our continent, to watch Mali go through a suffering, to watch Mali, and then hold on to them for the Western world, for America, for EU to come and tell them to put sanction on Mali, to back off Mali. Hold on to them for UN to come and tell them what to do. And then they go and put sanction on Mali, go and put sanction on Guinea. Hold on to the African leaders. When they see UN is the one working on behalf of United States to carry on the dirty deeds, the wicked deeds of the United States in Black nation. Hold on to African leaders to sit down there and listen to this colonizer, this enslaver, these people who break human rights, laws. Hold on to you to stay listening to them, to take advice from them, to tell you how to lead your people, how to lead your continent. Hold on to you, African leaders. Wake up.
It's a key foothold for the U.S. in the Caribbean and for projecting control throughout the region and into Latin America.
Well, we will see if the United States actually puts forces inside of Haiti, and I know you'll be watching it very closely. When will you be releasing the documentary?
We're just in the final stages of post-production, trying to announce the release date. We're just a tiny team, so it's all on us to get this thing out. But
Right.
obviously, it's very pertinent at the moment. We're trying to get it out as fast as we can. We don't exactly have a release date down, but I will say if you can check out my channel, Uncaptured Media, and I have a video report about how this whole dynamic of U.S. Intervention in Haiti is happening. How the U.S. is pushing for it, and how to kind of understand the propaganda that we're being bombarded with. So you can check that out on my YouTube channel at Uncaptured Media.
That's great. We'll have that linked up in the show description below, because our audience, very, very intelligent individuals who are, really studying geopolitics, understanding the world and the world dynamic, and they're not going to get this from the mainstream media. They're not going to get this coverage that you provide from the mainstream media. And we need more journalists doing the kind of work that you're doing. So thank you so much, Dan, for the work that you've done and your reporting on this story. We appreciate you joining us here.
Thank you very much, Clayton. Look forward to doing it.
Yeah, thanks, Dan. Appreciate it. We need more journalists like Dan.
Yes.
Independent journalists who are doing amazing work. That's what we try to support here on this channel. And so I encourage all of you to go over and check.
So you heard it and you see what is going on here. So can we say, we got one more video and then we'll call it for the day. But can we say the problem in Haiti, it is a fault of the Haitian people? After what we have read here, we have seen here, and we have listened to, can we say the problem of Haiti is caused by the United States? Can we say that? Yes, of course, we can say that. This is not an opinion. WCC do not base on opinion. We base on facts. That is why we don't sleep. This is what the United States have been doing in Haiti. So are there the United States to be calling other nations who invade other nations all kind of names? When the United States is the father, the United States is the mother of invasion, wrongfully invading other people. In a demonic way, in a satanic way, to the extent of using the United Nations to cover up for her, to the extent of using the United Nations to work for her. She'll go and destabilize a nation, she'll go and invade a nation, and then send in the United Nations. Let's continue on the last video.
forces. Then last night we saw some major movements in that regard. The United States Coast Guard sending one of its largest gunships to start patrolling off the coast of Haiti near Port-au-Prince. The United States has canceled visas as well. It looks like things are only getting worse. We're entering a heated situation right now. We want to bring in independent journalist Dan Cohen, who's been following the story from the very beginning. He's been doing some excellent journalism on this, and we'd like to welcome back to the show. Dan, thanks for coming back on the show.
Hey, thanks a lot for having me, Clayton.
Absolutely. So we were talking last night. It looks like things are starting to ratchet up. And these, of course, this is what you've been following and saying this was about to happen. And it looks like last night things started happening. So what is the very latest?
Well, I think you're right to call it an invasion rather than the nice euphemism of military intervention, which sounds so much more palatable. And right now, Brian Nichols, the top State Department official for the Western Hemisphere, and figures from the Pentagon, top Southcom commander, are in Haiti meeting with the interim Prime Minister, Ariel Henry, as well as figures from the opposition group that is very close to Washington called the Montana Accord. And they're basically figuring out how they can put down this protest movement. And their main concern is the blockade on the fuel terminal where Haiti gets 80% of its fuel, and that's blockaded by an armed group called the G9, led by Jimmy Barbecue Cherizier. This guy is the #1 target of the United States, and if there is any military invasion, intervention, call it what you will, this guy's the target. The G9 is the target. If you look at the readout from the State Department, they're careful not to say his name, but they say the blockade of the fuel terminal. And they've sent, as you said, a Coast Guard ship, which is under the auspices of the Department of Homeland Security. And, so it makes me wonder, how is Haiti part of the homeland of the United States? Where does the homeland start and end? I don't know exactly.
It extends very far. I mean, we had U.S. National Guard deployments from Wisconsin going to Africa last week. So, there is no border to the United States, right?
Right, exactly. It's all the U.S.'s backyard, Latin America, the Caribbean.
Right.
So they send this Coast Guard ship, which is military. It's not part of the Pentagon. It's part of Department of Homeland Security. And this thing has basically small rafts that move very quickly and are equipped with machine guns that it can deploy. And those are exactly the kind of boats that you would want for some kind of special covert operation, which is exactly what the U.S. is angling for in Haiti. So, this is classic gunboat diplomacy, where you send the diplomats down there to talk to the government, and at the same time, you kind of have the stick waiting in the water, ready for action, and it might portend something else. So, I'm not saying that Coast Guard ship is directly going to launch an attack, but it obviously portends something greater. And the U.S. said that it deployed the ship as a sign of its resolve. So, I think that really says everything about its intentions.
Let's talk about these oil, that blockade specifically. What do you know about that?
So right in the heart of Port-au-Prince on the coast is the Varot gas terminal, and it is Haiti's lifeline of fuel to the outside world, where it receives 80% of its fuel. So if that thing is blockaded, as it currently is, it brings the country to a standstill.
Who's blockading it? I'm sorry.
And so, sure. So there's an armed group called the Revolutionary Forces of the G9 Family and Allies, and it's led by a former cop turned revolutionary named Jimmy Cherizier, and his demand is for Ariel Henry to step down and to have for the country to improve, to basically have leadership that will address the needs of the poor masses that are living in the shanty towns, in the slums, right next to that gas terminal. So, you have the worst poverty in the Western Hemisphere. You have a cholera outbreak right now as a result of it. And their demands to end this blockade are, well, we need clean water, we need education, we need housing, all the basic things that people need to live. And Haiti's ruling class, which is tied to the US, won't allow them to have. So that's what this is fundamentally about. And if you look at, the US and its tools in Haiti are very concerned about this fuel blockade, and they want to lift it, but they don't want to address anything that the people are demanding. And the masses, the people out protesting from the slums, they're not saying lift the fuel blockade. They're saying no foreign intervention and down with Ariel Henry. That's their demand.
So that's very interesting. So we want to get rid of this interim prime minister who's basically a puppet. And we want to have our autonomy, no U.S. boots on the ground. And we want to have a new government put in place is essentially what they're asking for. And of course, it doesn't appear that the West is ready to give that to them. In fact, it seems like the West is fully in support of Henry as the interim prime minister. Am I wrong about that?
Not exactly. Basically, the US's thing is, they know Ariel Henry is a liability because he's totally seen as a puppet of the United States, and correctly so. So there's an opposition group that the U.S. is also meeting with that has kind of a prettier face. They call it Haitian-led. It's called the Montana Accord. It's named for the fancy hotel that it was signed in. And it's a bunch of figures who are also tied to the U.S. So the U.S. is saying, taking these two groups, the Montana Accord and Ariel Henry, and just trying to bang them together to make an agreement so then they can have, some kind of transition government with elections. But again, that's not actually going to do anything for people in Haiti who are suffering under their boot. So that's the U.S.'s tactic, is to get these groups together.
And you may have mentioned this in passing, but what is the overall mood or sense?
So you see that, right? And so you see what the United States is trying to do, bring the two groups together, because the United States support the two group. Okay, the United States support the two group. So what the narrator is saying here is, it's not still going to benefit anyone, because at the end of the day, if the two groups come together and whosoever get in power, is still not going to benefit the people, because that leader is going to be a puppet leader to the United States. And when you are a puppet leader to the United States or to the colonizer, that means you are not focused on the human development of your people. You are not focused on the human development of your people. Rather, you are focused on the United States exploiting your people. You are focused on the United States exploiting your economy. You are focused on the United States exploiting the labor force of your people.
Sentiment regarding the Montana Accord among the Haitian people. Are they aware deeply of it, or are they in support of it, or they see it as an extension of U.S. interventionism?
Right. I mean, I think it's clear to most Haitians who are out protesting that the Montana Accord is just another group of elites that don't represent their interests at all, and like Ariel Henry, are completely tied to the United States. So I don't see any signs in any of these protests saying we support the Montana Accord or anything else. But the signs are demanding those improvements in quality of life and just basic infrastructure that Montana is not gonna provide. The overall message you're seeing from the protests is down with Ariel Henry, because he's the interim prime minister, and also no to U.S. military intervention. But there's no way that Montana has popular support. It's really just kind of lipstick on a pig.
When you see these troop movements, so we see the gunship, the Coast Guard gunship, how much bigger do you think it's going to get from there? Are we talking thousands of American forces, UN peacekeeping forces under the auspices of peacekeeping? Where do you see, and how big do you think that this will get?
Well, the U.S. would love to have the UN deploy, so-called peacekeepers, as it did in previous occupations, but Russia and China have essentially they will block that, because it's not the Russia and China of 2003, 2004 that were much more willing to go along with U.S. machinations. So the U.S. is looking for another way to do it. There's talk about through the Organization of American States, which is really just a tool of the United States. And the U.S.'s other plot is through the Global Fragility Act, which is a 2019 piece of legislation that basically calls for military special operations to go into so-called fragile countries like Haiti, being the test case for this legislation, and carry out what they call small footprint operations, hit squads, black ops, covert ops. So the U.S. wants to have as small of a footprint as possible, so it doesn't get these mass protests against them, because the U.S. knows that foreign intervention is extremely unpopular in Haiti. That's why they're going with, this whole Haitian-led mantra of the Montana Accord. That's why they're saying, it's humanitarian intervention, and the U.S. is desperate for its puppets to be effective, so it's not at the forefront. So last case, I think last resort is that the U.S. deploys a significant amount of its own troops. It's really looking for a proxy to do the job.
As always, exactly. A couple of more questions ahead for you. One, the cynical nature of me, knowing these politicians and knowing the elites who in Washington and New York and so forth in the financial sector, who love going down to the Dominican Republic, and they love buying up beachfront property there. They love their resorts, the all-inclusive resorts in the Dominican Republic and so forth. So what sort of a humanitarian crisis are we seeing that could potentially or is already spilling over into the Dominican Republic, and specifically into the areas where these Washington elites would have a problem going on vacation?
There is a humanitarian crisis in Haiti, a huge amount of migration coming into the Dominican Republic, and the Dominican leadership, after meeting with Kamala Harris and Samantha Power and a bunch of top figures in Congress, they deployed military assets to the border with Haiti, because of course they share an island, and the president of the Dominican Republic and his top diplomat have called for military intervention in Haiti to put down this uprising, to, like you said, an invasion, to put down this uprising and, return what they call stability, kind of the status quo. So, the idea of a popular revolution and this puppet government collapsing in Haiti is a major threat to Washington and elite interests in the Dominican Republic, and then even the region. Haiti, as small as it is is a major player kind of on the geopolitical chessboard. So it's like if one part goes, then the rest of them are threatened too. So the Dominican Republic is very much a front to, and always has been, to prevent revolution in Haiti.
And so you had a chance to speak with a congressman last night by chance, who has an interesting position on this. Can you tell us about your confrontation with a member of Congress on his Haitian position last night?
So, if the Dominican Republic does not want for Haiti to carry on revolution, right? Or Haiti to be independent, or Haiti, because we speak, Haiti is not independent, to be frank. That is not to say we're trying to take the credit from Oliver Toussaint. Sorry to say that. Oliver Toussaint, you live forever and you will live forever. All right? But what is going on, I don't call that independent. Okay? America is holding Haiti hostage. America have held Haiti hostage since Oliver Toussaint efforts. America has continually holding Haiti hostage. And she also do that by supporting the Dominican Republic. And that is why you see the Dominican Republic always looking at Haiti, her brother in the region, her sister in the region, as not human being. So they always give the support. U.S. always give the support to the Dominican Republic. because they know if Haiti rise up in our region, it's finished. Because Haiti did it in the past. Oliver Toussaint did it in the past, and that led even to the African continent to fight the enslaver, to fight the colonialists, to fight for independence. It was that spirit of Haiti. But it's going to happen. No matter what the United States do, it's going to happen. No matter what France do, it's going to happen. Black people are going to wake up. It's going to happen. You can't stop us. And in Haiti, I tell the people, say no to the United States, say no to UN, because we have seen the United States and UN work together to create the chaos, to hold Haiti in the bondage mode, and to hold Haiti captivity. The United States and UN work together because the UN have not been in favor of the people, but have been in favor of UN, of the United States, to carry on the United States dictated and demonic and satanic work in Haiti. So the Haitian people carry on the spirit of Toussaint. Do not back down. Do not back the United States. Do not fall for it. Carry on the spirit of Toussaint.
Yeah, so it's actually the second time I've had a chance to interface with Congressman Andy Levin of Michigan in recent weeks. I saw him at a House Foreign Affairs Committee hearing, and he was pretty dismissive to what I was saying. I asked him about military intervention and the G9, which is blockading this, and he said those guys are terrorists, and so that's obvious language that sort of intimates that the U.S. has to, take them out. And then I saw him last night at Whole Foods here in Washington, D.C. shopping. And I approached him, casually and politely. And I explained to him that, the figures that he is promoting in the Montana Accord, specifically Magali Komo-Denis, its leader, was involved in the 2004 U.S. coup against President Aristide, who's Haiti's most popular president ever. And so he wants to say Ariel Henry, the interim prime minister, is so bad. Well, Ariel Henry was involved in the coup, and so was the leader of the Montana Accord. So basically, you have two U.S. puppets, and this is just an excuse for further U.S. Involvement, intervention in Haiti. And I offered to brief him on what I know about the situation based on my reporting and my investigations, and he just dismissed me and kind of sneered and hurried away. So these are like the enlightened liberals that want to think they know what's best for Haiti, but they're the most imperialist of all.
Right. Yeah. He just throws out the talking points. Oh, they're terrorists blocking the oil fields. They're terrorists in the blockade, and what they, again, just parroting what comes right from Nancy Pelosi's office on this. Dan, always great to see you. Where can people learn out more about your journalism and what you're currently covering?
Well, I have a new documentary coming out soon called Another Vision that gives the background to this armed revolutionary movement that is blockading the fuel terminal right now. We'll have a release date on that shortly, and I'll be imminently launching my own media outlet called Uncaptured Media. And in the meantime, you can follow me on Twitter at DanCohen3000 and check out my Substack, dancohen3000.substack.com, where I'll have soon a new investigation on Haiti coming out.
Well, keep us informed. We will love to have you back on here, and thank you for your fantastic work on Haiti and beyond. Dan, great to see you as always.
Thanks a lot, Clayton.
Thanks to Dan. And so Chris in the chat just said, Clayton, stop saying the West. We all know that the West means the United States. And that's a great point. However, when we talk about Ukraine, the West includes UK, it includes Europe, It includes the United States. And for Haiti, yes, it's including Canada, it includes the United States. But in the case of Ukraine, we're talking about the West, we're talking about the UK going in and being the one who muscled away peace agreements, right?
Sure. And the European Union today deciding that, or this week discussing whether or not individual bloc members can negotiate their own gas now.
Mm-hmm.
They're saying, you know, we can't have each member out for themselves. We have to be united on this sanction front. We have to be united on who we punish. So we think that, you know, countries shouldn't be able to bid each other up for oil.
Right.
Now they have to go and buy oil together. This is a Western-led political crisis.
Absolutely.
Western-led political crisis, right? Now, the narrator said one thing at the end of the video, not the reporter, but the narrator in the studio, and it said the European are coming together. They have found out that individual nations, right, cannot fight the energy crisis, right? That is very good. Now, African nation, I want to close with this. If the European can recognize their common good, right? They can recognize their common good. What is in their interest, not individual interest, right? And they come together to solve it. Why African people can't do the same thing? Come together and forget about individual differences and fight what you need to fight. What am I saying here, folks? The Black nation outside of the African continent, they will not be recognized. They will always be taken advantage of by America, by Europe. If the African continent cannot come together, cannot unite and be strong. Because if the African continent unites and come together and be strong, just how the United States can go to Africa, to African nation, and tell them, if you don't do this, we will cut off supply. We will cut off our international aid. Oh man, Africa, you are in a position to do that so that you can rescue the rest of the Black nation outside of the African continent. You can unite, and if the United States threaten any nation, any Black nation outside of the African continent, you can tell the United States, if you don't back off, we will cut off our aid, we will cut off our diplomatic relationship from getting the resources of the African continent. We can do that. The power is in our hands. They do not have resources, but they always threaten the African nations. If their way cannot be done, they tell the African nation, we will not give you aid. And then the African nation go by it because we see ourselves as individual nation. We do not see ourselves as a continent in the same place. If we want to give independence to the nation, to the African nation outside of the African continent, it is our time to do it. Haiti did it in the past, and that gave momentum. Today, Africa. It is the time of Africa to rescue Haiti and the rest of the Black nation outside of the African continent. The African continent can strangle the United States. The African continent can strangle US. The African continent can hold US captivity. The African continent can hold Europe captivities. Not to dehumanize them, like how they dehumanize us. When I say captivity, not to go and enslave them, that how they enslave us. When I say captivity, not to go and castrate them, not to go and rape them, that how they castrated us, how they rape us, not to do it in a manner, how they bring us, we're not going to bring them, how they lynch us, we're not going to lynch them, how they hate us to death, we're not going to lynch them. When I say captivity, that in the manner in which America and Europe did it to African people. But when I say captivities, I mean we can stop them too and tell them, if you don't back up from Haiti, if you don't back up from that Black nation, we will not supply you, we will not make business with you. We can do the same thing because that is what they do to us as individual nations. When any African leaders stand up to them, they tell them we will cut off our international aid. We will cut off supply. We will put sanctions on you. So that means a nation in Africa cannot fight America, you can't fight Europe because they have been built on the blood and suffering of African people. They have been built. They have been powerful on the blood and suffering of African people. They have been built. They are powerful today on the blood and suffering of African people. They are powerful because of that. They are powerful because they are exploited African people. They are powerful because of that. And that we should recognize it. And that we should get out of it. And how can we get out of it? It's for the African leaders to come together and stop seeing one another as Ghana, Liberia, Nigeria, Sierra Leone, Guinea, and so forth and so forth. Everybody come together. Unite the African continent before the 1600. How was Elite? Were we not powerful? We became defeated the day Europeans came and lied to us, and we started going against one another. By the time we became defeated, where they call it divide and conquer. Why can't we still learn that we are being conquered in this current time because we are divided? We are being taken advantage of in this current time because we are being divided. So when I say we can strangle the United States, that's what I mean. We can tell them to back off from any African nation outside of the African continent, and they will back off because they know they cannot survive without the African resources. You heard what the narrator said in Haiti. Haiti got uranium. They cannot survive without the African resources. So we can strangle them. And that's how we can go and gain our independence and our freedom. By coming together, by uniting and put our differences aside and stop blaming one another. You did this, you did this, you that, you don't like, or you don't like that, you don't like this. All those are the tactics that they bring and put in our ear, and we take it. How are we going to rely on things that will divide us and not rely on things that will unite us? How? How long? Okay. If you think what I did to you, that's why you don't want to unite with me, and both of us are suffering with the same people who want to see us divide, what can you think to us? How can you take a narrative about me that is said I did to you, and you expand on that narrative? Who gave me the narrative? Who gave me the narrative? Who's supposed to give us the narrative? Who's supposed to understand for us? Who's supposed to understand for us? African leaders, it is time to take the mantle. In this current time, you are the one to free all African nations, whether on the African continent or out of the African continent. The way in which the geopolitics is being played, it is the African nation, the African continent that can rescue the rest of the other world. Because when Haiti succeeded yesterday, at that time, the rest of the other world were not united as they are united today. They were not powerful as they are powerful today. There were not many neo-colonialists as there are neo-colonialists today. So please, it is the time of the African continent, the African leaders, to unite. Y'all stop playing game. If the African continent unites and take a rightful place, I can tell you, you can tell America to back off Haiti. America will back off in so money. They will back off. Because you can tell them, if you don't back off, we will not share our resources with you. We will not do any treaty with you. They will back off. So our freedom, independence, everything about us, it lies in here. But again, we want to be divided. Because even in Haiti, as we speak, people are there fighting among themselves, listening to these colonialists. The same people enslave you, colonize you, dehumanize you. We still working with them. The Montana group and the current interim government in power. You work with the same people. You went against a leader, a democratic leader, and killed that person. Or let's say, in a coup, and remove that person from power. Why you think they can't do the same thing to you? Why you think that same thing will not be done to you? And as we speak right now, it might happen to you. If you don't know, Ariel Henry, even though you gain the support of America, and the opposition group, the Montana Accord, gain the support of America, but if this thing continue where the Haitian people continue to protest and they say they don't want the presence of America and America does not want to lose Haiti, guess what? They are coming after you because you are not listening to them. For you to unite with the opposition, which of course will not stay supported. The Haitian people do not support it, but I'm telling you, this is what's going to happen to you. Now, they're going to come after you to get you out. You either die, they either kill you, and you lay, that's it. But that's what's going to happen to you. So what you do with Father you is karma. You can never sign a deal with the devil and you think you will go free. You're not going free, my brother. Because the moment you decide to turn around, to turn your back, they will shoot you in your back. And you will not see the person that shoot you. So that's what's going to happen to you. So be careful. It is coming. Okay? Because if the United States want to put you and the opposition together, and that means you either become the president or either one of the opposition become the president. It depends who is powerful and who the United States want, who they favor. And you'll be frustrated there because you went and removed an elected government from power in coup and you did not go there and they did not favor you. Okay? So African people should stop being a puppet just because you want to gain power. If you want to gain power by the will and mandate of the people. If you want to be a revolutionary by the will and wishes of the people. The agenda of the people. The suffering of the people. The voice of the people. The consent of the people. The freedom of the people. Folks, we end here today. This is the story of Haiti. But all I can say to Haiti, do not give up. Do not give up. America is not coming there to help you. America is not putting the opposition and the interim government together for your interests. No, not that they're going to be in your interest. Stand out for Haiti. Do not back down for it. Stand out for Haiti and let the world see it. Let the world see America going and shooting people. Then we will classify America the same way America classify Haiti, or Russia and Putin. We'll classify the American government the same way they classify the Russian government in Ukraine. Invasion is invasion. Whether she go there and start shooting, whether she go there and start killing or not, or she use different tactics, as long as it is not the will and wishes of the people, we don't care what other way or means America use. You will be invading Haiti, and we will classify you just how you classify Putin in Ukraine. That's how we're going to classify you. We don't care what tactics or what means you use. The tactics or the means you use, it may be different from Russia and Ukraine. We don't care. But the fact is, the people want you out. They don't want you there, and you are using enemy you use to invade Haiti. We will classify you as Putin. No exception. Invasion is invasion. As long as it is not in the wish of the people. As long as it is endangerment of the people. As long as it is in the American people, in American government interest, American elite interest, and not in the interest of the people. We'll call you an invader. And any name you have used to describe someone who invade another country, will use that same word to describe you. On this note, I end here. Thank you for being on. There's a story of Haiti, but we cannot give her. We all should fight alongside with Haiti, and we all should fight to expose the ill behavior of America in Haiti, we all should fight it as the Haitian people are fighting. We can fight it as well in different ways, in other ways, to free Haiti. Haiti is my nation. Haiti is your nation. Any black nation is for black people. Any black nation is for black people. You can go there without nobody telling you, looking down on you or your skin color, or you don't belong here, unless you give attitude now. But any black nation is a nation of African people, and you can go there and live there. That is a fact, and that we should get it. On that note, we stop here today. I will see you all tomorrow, Saturday. Share the live. There's a new platform that we have come on. There's the actual WCC platform. So share the live, subscribe to it. I know we have lost some of our members who was subscribed to the other channel. We hope they come. They subscribe to this. We hope they see us to subscribe to it. So go ahead, share, subscribe. If you have not yet subscribed, please subscribe and please share and please ask others to subscribe. This is how we're going to build the African revolution. This is how we're going to free African nations and African people. And this is how we're going to gain independence, by sharing the knowledge, by exposing the West, by exposing America, the people who we think they are the guy, by exposing them that they are not a guy, by exposing them that they are not the people that practice democracy. They don't even believe in democracy. We have to expose them, okay? So on that note, we stop here today. I will see you all tomorrow, Saturday, and I will see you all again next week. Like I said, I had a topic to bring, but I had to change that topic because I wanted to dive into Haiti, to talk about Haiti, and that's why I left the topic that I should have discussed today. But hopefully, if not, if I don't change it again, we will discuss that Friday. But I will see you all tomorrow again. Peace.